right, so what's going on this week? Well, I'm putting the final touches on the cargo organizer for the Jelly Bean SUV. I've got some signage I'm making because people are absolute jerks and they're throwing trash in my front yard. Maybe this sign will deter them. And also, I'm selling one of my favorite cars I've ever owned on Cars and Bids. The auction is live now. Let's get right into it. So with these weekly update videos, I promised you guys I would just kind of give you an insight on what I was doing throughout the entire week. So as we start this week, I have to go into Aspire or VCarve Pro. Both are great programs by a company called Vectric. And you can see here, without this modeling software, my business would not run, honestly. These are the backs that go on the original OG item I ever created to start this business, the tool holders. Yeah, these are actually pretty easy to make if you got pretty sophisticated software. I'll put links down below for their software as well. And this process happens once, twice a week where I got to really batch out a bunch of products, pieces, sand them down, and then move on to something else. Now, I'm taking my attention to this signage because I was telling you guys earlier in the video that people are really putting trash in my front yard. I figured something like this, maybe, well, I'll give you my thoughts on why, but something like this just might work. You know, in my efforts to always shout out other small businesses, I'm going to do so with two right now. The first one being, you might know Ryan Drapella from Cutting It Close. He is a CNC guru. When you order products from him, this is actually pretty cool. He sends you some stickers, and I bought some color core. These are going to be signs. I'll tell you what for in a second, but one of the coolest things was this. It's got like the order number. It's a handwritten note on some 1/8" plywood. That, Ryan, that's a good thing, man. Here's why I ordered the color core. So we have, I'm just gonna take you along for the ride. We have a black aluminum fence out here in our front yard. This fence is the only one like it in the neighborhood, okay? It's a safety fence. It's got these gates that open up from the top. It is because at any given moment, our little boy in here is a nonverbal special needs kid. If he gets out of the front door, we need to protect it because he runs. He needs 24-hour supervision. He's always looking for a way out. So we got this house under lockdown. That fence really helps. The sad part is, it's the only one in the neighborhood like that. And every week I pick up trash from in front of it. People throw cigarette containers, cigarette butts, beer bottles, little bottles of whiskey. It's like, they're like, screw you for having an eyesore of a fence and nobody has any idea. So the color core is going to be for something like this, right? So I've just practiced this on the CNC, but I think yellow and black will be better. Who knows if people will have more empathy if they see that and they won't do the, the F you, throw the trash in our yard kind of thing. I don't know, it's funny. Anyway, talk about a glimpse inside. That's a pretty good one, so I'm gonna get to it. And not to bore you with CNC passes, it worked. Turned out great. And speaking of which, there he is. You wanna see a kind of pretty typical interaction that's pretty funny as well? Can you wave? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh.
Wait,
what? You wanna see the camera? Here. Give me that. Thank you. Are you filming me? That's funny. So these YouTube videos only provide less than 5% of the income that comes into this family, believe it or not. The rest is from the website, aglimpseinside.org. And right now, we are running one of the biggest sales for Black Friday. I don't typically do Black Friday this early, but the original tool holders, BOGO, plus our French cleat selections are 25% off. Check it out on the website at glimpseinside.org. I appreciate your support. Let's get back to it. Oh, and the other small business, well, it's gonna be cut out of this. I'll explain in a minute. Now, it's time to cut out some of these hooks. You may have seen these in previous videos, but you may not have known what they're used for. They are going to go into another shop way out in Texas of a little-known YouTuber named Drew Witt. You may have heard it called Witt Works. Anyway, you should go unsubscribe from his channel And check out Jason Bent, actually. He's a fantastic individual. But Drew needed some help with his dust collection, so I obliged. Yeah. They turned out pretty good. Look how unorganized his shop is. Ugh, yuck. So go support both those guys. True family men. Love what they're doing out there. Their sites are in the description. Now, what happens when you go over a railroad crossing at about 50 miles an hour? Watch. Well, this happens. The cargo upgrade you make jumps up and slams back down and breaks the bottom piece. I think I'm going to redo it. Maybe save some weight. So what I mean by that is I've had it suggested through the comments on the last video. Multiple people said, hey, you could save weight by actually redoing the bottom panel. It doesn't need to be a massive panel. You can actually take 2 carvings out of the middle of each of those like this. And so that's what I did on the remake. I guess it broke for me to redo this, and I figured I would use it while I had the chance. And once I get this thing installed, you're going to see now it's time to give it some color. This is General Finishes wood stain. It's a black wood stain. I've used it in the past, and it puts a jet black finish onto whatever wood you're using, and I do highly recommend it. This process, well, I thought this should be pretty easy. And it was, because I'm using this applicator that is used for, baseboards and trim, typically when you paint. And then I realized every single one of these crooks and nannies is not filled with black stain at all. How am I going to do this? This is going to be a painstaking process. But I go ahead and go around the edges and the sides and the front, of course, making sure to get everything I can with this pad before I have to go in back with a detailed brush. The front, of course, and of course, you're not going to sit there and stain the whole thing. Some of this you're never going to see. You're never going to see the bottom. You're never going to see the insides of the drawers. You get it. Using a chip brush to kind of get in some details. Now, how in the world am I going to get into all those little holes? I mean, this is a real eyesore when you look at this. Those all need to be black as well. And so I went through the painstaking process of using cotton swabs. Yeah. Over and over. Now, I'm sped this up quite a bit. This process took me a couple hours, for sure. No joke. But in the end, it did work out, and it looks a lot better this way, of course. Sometimes, if you want a desired result, you got to actually just sit there and do monotonous work. And what do you think? Now, to finish this up, we're going to use some of this walrus oil, just some furniture butter. I wanted something that was really easy to apply and would cure really quickly because I want to get this thing back in the car. So I applied this up, and now inside the drawers, we're going to cut up some Kaizen foam. I will be clear about this. When you do get Kaizen foam, it's a layered EVA foam that you can pull apart the layers to give yourself organizational techniques. When you do get this, use it immediately because the layers are harder to rip apart the older it is. This is about 2 years old, maybe 3 years old, and I struggled getting some of these layers apart. Anyway, we're going to see what's going to happen here. We're going to cut some on the laser to kind of fit into the drawer faces, and it doesn't quite all the way cut, which is fine. It just kind of gave me a reference point. After all, this is almost 2 inches thick, and I didn't want to go crazy with it. Didn't want to melt the rubber down. So I'm just going to use an X-Acto knife here or utility knife to kind of trim up where those edges are and then fit those in place as well. Now, I picked up this Fantic all-in-one kind of portable vacuum. It holds a great charge. It's actually very powerful. I'm not going to sit here and do an advertisement for it, but I guess I am putting it in the video. Not sponsored by them at all. But I got this recommendation from a John Malecki video. He did something where he took every Fantic product and actually, I trust John and his judgment on things a lot of times. Don't tell him I said that, but I took a gamble here to see if this was actually worth it, and this thing is great. It is all you need to really clean a car. I will say this, what's the word here? Don't judge a dolphin on its ability to climb a flagpole, okay? You judge a dolphin on how it's going to be in its own environment. Now, this vacuum is a powerful little sucker, and it will detail your car in the dash, in the nooks and crannies, and this, that, and the other. But don't expect to clean up, say, after you go horseback riding and you're muddy, or you're a day at the beach. Use a shop vac for that. But this is perfect for daily use, every other day, keeping things nice and tidy. And of course, I wanted an outlandish way to store it. And of course, you can always change this kind of thing. This foam rubber could just come out and I could use this for something else. But for now, I wanted to just see what it was like to live with a portable vacuum that I was going to use probably daily for only about 5 minutes to keep things in the car nice and tidy. And I think it turned out fantastic. Now, moving on to the other side, we're going to go ahead and place this massive eyesore of this thing, carrying this trailer hitch around in the back of the car has been clunky as all get out. But using some techniques where you kind of heat up an ice pick and use the razor blade, pull it all out. Now this organization has turned out great. Yep, I did mention I am selling one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. It's this thing right here. This is a 728i. It's going to be on Cars and Bids right now. The auction's going on. You can check it out there. This is a manual transmission BMW from 1995. It's from Europe. It's a crazy specimen. There's probably only a handful of these in the States right now. So check it out if you're interested in these kind of cool enthusiast cars. It's on auction right now. Now that it's the next morning, here is the cargo organizer all installed. Turned out pretty nice. Good morning. So last night I worked out here in the dark. Couldn't really film too much, but this is how it turned out. Now I want your feedback. I left the partitions standard wood color. Should I stain them black? Well, the crazy part. Now, yeah, is it the best utilization of space? Yeah, probably not, but that's easy to fix. But I think it's cool. I'm actually really excited about this storage solution here. The trailer hitch, because, you know, if you give up a truck, at least you can haul something. Well, there you go. Don't forget to check out the auction. Also, big sale going on our website, and hope you enjoyed these videos, guys. I'll see you next week. Until then, take care.